So I'm Danny Rampling, DJ for probably about 30 odd years now actually. I thought about this earlier. I started professionally in 1980 and got paid £8 in a pub in South London, sitting in a broom cupboard playing like all kinds of music. But that was my first paid DJ gig, and that was 1980. It's 29 years ago. I've been collecting music since I was a very young kid, and it progressed into a career. Beautiful career, really wonderful.
Before that, Danny, were you doing anything else? I mean,
before
that music?
Yeah, school. Before DJing. Yeah. Well, I left school with aspirations to be in a band or work in a record shop. I didn't leave with aspirations to be a DJ at the time. That just kind of happened sometime later. But I left school and did all kinds of work to just fund my vinyl habit and the love of music. And I applied for countless jobs in the music business, and as a 17-year-old, not at that age, not everybody, knows how to network and, get right in amongst it. And I guess, I was writing letters, and you write a letter to a company, it goes in one box and out of another. So I wrote countless letters and got nowhere with it. And I did lots of different jobs, funded my record buying passion, and then I got this opportunity to play in a bar one night through a friend who was working there, and that's where the DJ career began. But then it was like 7 years before I actually really did make it. So there was a period of 10 years. I was on a business school for entrepreneurs recently, and this coach, Keith Cunningham, he's absolutely amazing. He's from America. He's a leading business guru from America. He talks very, very simple language, very, very, very straightforward language, and his view is get in line, stay in line. And I look back to that 10 years to get where I was going as a DJ, and I got in line and I stayed in that line until I got to the front of the queue. And I think that really does make a difference. Whatever you want to do, if you're committed to it and you believe in it 100%, you stick with it. It's about commitment and focus and drive and passion and ambition, all of those things mixed up together towards your objective of getting to a career point, and whether that's to be at the top of a career or just to actually get in that business and make it.
I think one of the things, Danny, is the technical side as well. I mean, it's easy enough to go up there and say you can play all these tracks. There's a big technical side. I saw you with the kids there earlier on, you're showing the technical stuff. Well,
it was lovely, I was expecting a load of teenagers, kind of 15 to 18, and the group that turned up were about, how old? They were 5 to about 10, about 12, yeah, so that was quite, apart from one kid who's about 15, well, that was quite refreshing actually. It put me right on the spot, because I do DJ coaching down at the Ministry of Sound to aspiring DJs. So that was like, let's get into kiddie mode, let's get into family mode here, and it was fun. But yeah, there is a technical side to it, which can be overlooked. I feel that being a DJ, especially out on the world circuit, it's like being a musician. DJs have huge followings. You're there to entertain an audience, and that is essentially it. There's lots of egos in any business, but at the end of the day, it's about you, the audience, the connection, and entertainment, and that is the basis of it. But the technical side of it is something that I think you can learn forever and still not be satisfied with it. It's taken me years to get to a point that I am happy with. I am a lot happier with it, but there's always more room for improvement with anything, like whether you play the guitar or you're a photographer, whatever that might be, whatever your given craft and passion is. And the technical side of it does take some learning. I remember the first time that I stepped out as a DJ, I couldn't mix 2 records together, and like many of those young kids that were in there today, I got up and had a go at it, and I was very, very curious how to do it and determined to do it and make it work and get 2 records going with each other.
It's not easy, but the reason I was mentioning the technical side, a lot of guys say to me, it's basically vinyl. I said, no, things moved on. It's moved on from vinyl. You've seen vinyl. Probably been in the game 30 years.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's sad that, the vinyl industry is it's gone into decline, and it's all but over, and that's the change of industry. However, the DJ industry has embraced technology wholeheartedly, and it's gone from vinyl to very quick progression into CDs, and now it's gone into software programs like Ableton and Tractor. There are 2 camps on that, of course. There's the DJs that have been doing it for years, put them in front of 2 turntables, vinyl or CD, they can mix and they can have a great time. and then put them on Tractor, and they can multiply and enhance that even further. And then there's the other school of thought, the software does it all for you. Well, no, that's completely wrong, because you've got to know the principles and the basics of it anyway. How to mix, how to entertain, how to put music together, and then that therefore opens up a whole realm of new creativity within the software that is being presented to DJs now. And I think it's absolutely amazing. If you're a young kid coming into the DJ industry now, it's the words to explain it. If 20 years ago this was happening, incredible, but where we are at now, imagine in another 20 years with the advancements in technology, it's transforming the role of the DJ and how the DJ presents music. You can be doing so much more with it than what you can do with 2 vinyl or 3 vinyl turntables.
The glamour. Is there glamour?
Of course, yes, of course there's glamour with this profession, but that's, the one thing is, like any profession, does a kid when they're playing in the park, at 5, 6 years old, and they got dreams of becoming a footballer, and then they stick with it, and what is their end objective? Their end objective is to get on the pitch and play somewhere, and they do it for nothing. And it's the same as a DJ. Most of the great DJs in the world have come from that background, starting out struggling, going through the motions, sticking with their passion and getting there, and then all of a sudden the whole dance music explosion of the 87, 88 explosion, which fortunately I was one of the pioneers of in this country, took this whole thing global, and it became a multi-million-pound business, and then glamour became associated with it, because in the early days it was not glamorous in any way at all to be a DJ. It was a very naff profession. That was the general view on it. So yes, there is glamour associated with it. I've been very fortunate, unlike many DJs, to have been travelling across this wonderful world we live in, seeing all these places, meeting these most wonderful people everywhere, and getting on aircraft to fly to different continents around the world, staying in really good hotels, eating in lovely restaurants, and playing, doing what you love, getting paid to do that, and at the same time enjoying it so much that you're part of the audience having this great time. The same as if you was a soccer star. Footballers don't just walk out onto the pitch at Old Trafford or wherever it is, or Ibrox or somewhere. They've spent years honing their craft, haven't they, and training for it. Same with DJs, really. A few guys get lucky, or girls that get a bit lucky, they know someone and bang, they're in there, but it's a real minority, and that's the thing, is not to focus on the money, the glamour, and all of the fame that comes with it. It's to focus on your passion and what you believe in and where your heart is. Also coupled with a lot more networking and self-publicity in today's marketplace. That is so important, to market yourself through social media, through Twitter, through Facebook, through MySpace, through Bebo, through all those platforms, to get yourself out there on the world stage. There's a very, very different marketplace now. It's a bigger pond, and there's a lot of bigger fish in that pond competing for the space.